All right, guys, welcome to the Raised by the Wolves podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Reese. And on this podcast, we like to have interviews and conversations with some heavy hitters in the industry and share some advice that they have to see what else everyone can apply to their businesses and see how they got to where they are now. So, welcome, Nick, Nicholas Deseelhorst. Um, how's it going, man?
Doing good. Thanks, Mitchell. Happy to be here.
Yeah,
Stoked to be on your podcast.
thanks for being my first guest, my guinea pig. Can't wait to get going with this.
Totally. Good place to start. Sounds like a good idea. Get some industry knowledge, see how it'll help everyone else out, and we can be of value to anyone. That'd be awesome. Even if we can help one person, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So you've been in the industry for about 3 years, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So I was kind of like a little hero's origin story of real estate. I was just in sales in general, outdoor recreation equipment at backcountry.com for 3 years and account managing. So I was just helping people find gear, go on trips and have good times, and really enjoyed it, but didn't see any value in climbing a corporate ladder for 10 years and getting into like a marketing position of sorts. So I decided that time could be spent better elsewhere. And my family had some real estate development background. So I had some insights into the real estate industry. I thought it would suit my personality. So I had been in Salt Lake City, where I am now, my whole life. So having built some of those connections, I felt like real estate would be a natural career move. So I jumped into it. And for the first year, did no sales. Just still worked full-time at backcountry.com and spent the whole year just telling people I was getting into real estate. So it's kind of like a rebranding of sorts.
Yeah.
And really loved it. Like I know I was never someone who was shy about getting into real estate. You know, some people see it as like a car salesman like industry, but really we have such a great potential to help people. If you actually have integrity and know what you're doing, you can actually help a lot of people do some cool stuff. So I told everybody I was doing real estate. And then about a year into having my license, I moved over to Keller Williams from a small boutique brokerage and joined a team to get some real expert real estate knowledge and experience and training. And funny enough, like after 90 days, I realized that I could do this myself. I didn't need the team. They really helped me understand contracts, but you know, you can do that just by reading the contract over and over and over. So 90 days or so at Keller Williams, I ended up leaving to go to EXP because there was just so much more upside for me. And then, yeah, so through that, I've just been in the industry this is going into my third year. So 2 full years and loving it, really loving it.
Yeah, it's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
So pretty much all the training you were getting was just on how contracts work and not much more beyond that.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, you know, have integrity as a person, treat people with respect, know your job, like your role as an agent and giving people agency. And that comes down to just knowing the contracts, knowing what people are signing and what's happening through the transaction process. Like once you have that down, you're a real estate agent, and you'll actually be a better agent than I would say at least half the agents out there.
Man, sounds like I gotta really get going on that, get some studying in.
Yeah, you know,
But
they don't
no
teach you that in
worries.
real estate school, that's for sure.
hmm Yeah. So what you said that you moved to EXP, you realized you could do this on your own. Was there something that drew you to EXP and the Wolfpack specifically?
Yeah, totally. So I did say 90 days at Keller Williams, but it turned out to be more like 180 because at the end of that team, it was 90-day period to see if I liked the team and if the team liked me. I just chose to leave. Didn't like the splits. There's a lot of things, mostly the splits. It just gut you. So I was like, I can definitely find this elsewhere. I know there's real estate brokers and brokerages out there that are doing things differently, that give me a better cut, and that over a 20-year career, I will be in a better place being somewhere else than I am here. So through that, I was doing a ton of research, and EXP was kind of the outlier in a great way. Like, they were the company I wanted to join. And then I actually got some insight into EXP being the brokerage to join, but there's also that level of who you choose to be your sponsor is a really important decision, because if you have your sponsor and then 7 generations above them are actually seeing you as a valuable resource to their company and their business, they'll actually go out of their way to help you run your business and succeed in this industry. Where I wasn't finding that at Keller Williams. I wasn't finding that at Signature, which is a small boutique brokerage. And I think you'd be hard pressed to find that in most other brokerages, having these really heavy hitters who are industry titans actually reaching down. If you're actually asking the right questions to reach up, they'll help you out and do some really cool things for you. So through that process, I found Mike Sherrard on social media, and there was a small period of time where I was like, oh, I'll just stay at Keller Williams. Like, I have the business coming in just because of my personal relationships in Salt Lake City. I was like, I will be successful as a real estate agent, and I can utilize this social agent academy to make me even more successful. But I just ended up being like, well, I can get it for free if I join Mike and join EXP. So why not just do that? So it was kind of a natural timeline. I was like, this is the place to be. These are the guys to be with. The Wolf Pack, everyone runs together, and it's been great ever since.
Yeah, there's a reason he's the #1 attractor at EXP. That's definitely what got me into the brokerage as well. It wasn't necessarily what he was saying about EXP, but the Wolf Pack, what he provides himself. That's what I really wanted to get into, was all the social media strategies, and it's been good so far, and I've been hitting it hard.
Yeah, you have, man. Yeah, it's been impressive.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, I need to pick it up. Mitchell's out there putting out videos every week.
Yeah, that's what I've been making sure to do.
It's good.
So speaking of strategies, what got you to where you are now? Because you started with your first year full time, 5 million in sales, and now you're coming up on 7 million in this next year.
Yeah, so my biggest thing really has been my sphere of influence, or my SOI. And that was something that they did teach me on that team. It was like, your closest people to you are the people who know, like, and trust you. Once you've done a few transactions, they'll trust you even more and think you're an expert in the industry. So they'll trust you to actually handle their real estate transactions and investments. So pumping your energy into your SOI is actually super valuable, because those people already are comfortable talking with you. So if you call them, there's not any assumption of you're just looking to help them buy, sell, or invest in real estate. You're just actually curious about their family, their occupation, their dreams, the recreational interests. Those are the kind of conversations you want to have with people. And through doing that, over time, they'll end up being like, oh yeah, Nick is in real estate, and I really like that guy. Let's use Nick for our next purchase of this house, or let's use Nick to sell our house, or let's use Nick to refer him to Steven or Jesse or Sarah, who are going to be investing in Salt Lake. So that has been hands down my biggest success in my business, is the SOI and referrals through that. And then utilizing Mike's strategies with social media is another way for me to get in front of them, because I'm friends with all of them on Instagram, Facebook. They're part of my Facebook groups. And so all that content that I create around real estate, what I like to do in Salt Lake, they then are engaging with it. So that's been my strategy, is like, nurture my SOI and do it through a modern agent strategy.
Okay. So it was people you already knew, or was it building your SOI with like cold calling, door knocking, anything like that?
So mine was mostly people I knew. And then being a new agent, especially 2021, I did a lot of cold calling. Oh, no, sorry, not cold calling. I did a lot of door knocking because I recognized that that was a great way to get face-to-face interaction, have conversations with people, get to know different areas of Salt Lake that I hadn't been familiar with, and really just be of value by asking people about their neighborhood, what's happening in the area, new restaurants that are popping up, see if they have any questions about real estate. And then you'll actually see benefit from doing that in about a year. So I just helped a family close we listed their townhouse, and then they bought a new construction home in March. And I had door knocked their house the previous year. So those things don't generally turn over fast, but they do generate business. So it's a combination. You don't always have like 1,000 people in your local area, that are in your SOI that really know, like, and trust you. So maybe that 200 to 300 people, if you're lucky, and then get some referrals from that. But if you don't have a huge network of people, door knocking or social media strategies are the way to go. Because, DMs and internet marketing is kind of the 21st century door knocking.
For sure. That makes sense. What are some other social media strategies you're implementing and have seen results from?
So one of the best things that Mike got me tapped into was through his company, High Converting content. Yeah. And so his team just did total branding package for me. And that's always resonated with me, that brand is king in a lot of ways. So I can talk to everyone in my SOI that I'm doing real estate. But if you pair that with a strong social branding package, like your profile pictures all on the same and every platform, you've got similar colors, you're using the same fonts, it's like all really templated, then it comes across so strong that you are now a professional in this industry and you know what you're doing and you're making connections, and they trust you that much more simply by branding. Like, branding is so impactful. So yeah, once you get a brand package and a brand like identity, those social media strategies are that much stronger. So that's something that I ran with. I was like, okay, Mike, let's see what you got with HCC. And they did a great job, knocked it out of the park.
Okay, yeah, cool. I've been working on my brand, and as a new agent, I feel like I could definitely get some better work with something like that or someone on Fiverr. But
totally. And it comes with time, like when you first get started, you're paying thousands of dollars just to get a license. It's like you're already paying a lot just to be in the business. Once you start having a few transactions and being able to invest that money back in your business, that's when you'll see a difference, but it comes with time.
Yeah, for sure. So your sphere of influence kind of got you started. Is there anything you're doing different now, that's kind of going, or what keeps you going?
Yeah. So after finding some success in business, then you can kind of sit back and reevaluate with what it is you'd want to do. Like, what's your purpose in the industry? What's driving you? What's waking you up every day? What do you see yourself doing in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years that gets you up every single day, that burns that fire? So, waking up and making money isn't going to keep you getting out of bed all the time. Maybe it is for some people. For me, it wasn't. I really resonated with having purpose-filled work. And that for me was sustainability, and regenerative real estate is a new thing that kind of popped up. And I'm working with Latitude Regenerative Real Estate to educate home buyers in making the built environment a more sustainable, regenerative, and eco-friendly environment. So that's materials, energy use, making the envelope of the house really tight so that you're not wasting energy with heating and cooling, insulating the attic so that you're not spending a ton of money heating your house and cooling your house. There's just a lot of simple things that people could do, putting in a smart thermostat. So that passion for me is really fiery, and building a brand around that and then building content around that is really the way to kind of niche down. Everyone talks about riches are in niches. So if you find a way to mix your passions with a niche, then it's a no-brainer. I mean, you look at Mike, like Mike's passion is helping other people become successful. And so that's also a niche. It just happens to also be his passion and really work out for him. And he's so good at it. Like he spends 16 hours a day helping people become successful, and you feel it. And so once you figure out kind of what your niche is and what you like to do, and you have some success to back you to give yourself that breathing room, I think you really start to run with it, wake up every day feeling like you're moving in a good direction.
Yeah, that was something that um, I was taught a lot before getting into this, and other things that I thought I wanted to before real estate was having your why. And then they were always recommending that book as well, starting with your why.
Yeah,
Is that
Simon
something?
Sinek.
Yeah, is that something you started with as well?
Yeah, totally. And I read that book when I was actually at backcountry, and it made a lot of sense. People buy your why, they don't necessarily buy what you're doing. And so, some people like your family and friends will just buy who you are because they know, like, and trust you. But people who are referred to you from your family and friends, they want to kind of resonate with a why, who you are, what you like to do, your integrity, and just your makeup as a human being. Once they resonate with that and they really see who you are and what you're doing, they'll buy whatever you're selling, as long as you're a
Mhm.
professional and you're an expert, you're not just winging it.
Yeah,
But yeah, that Start with Why was a great book, and it's a good place to start.
yeah, that's cool to see how that all ties in together, because you've got your niche and your why coming together. Something I really respect with you is your regenerative and sustainable housing, things like that. And people are really going to resonate with that. And then with Mike's wanting to help people create success, they're going to think, oh, he's going to want to help me as well. So let's hop on over there. So those are
Totally.
some really valuable things that are offered that people it's going to resonate with people for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes both ways. Like, I want to help agents become successful. I also would like to help agents be a little more sustainable. Like, if I can accomplish those two things, my life will be a success. Because, let's not beat around the bush. I also got into real estate to find success and financial abundance,
What?
because in
No
doing
way.
that, I can help my family live a much richer and more fulfilling life. But if I could do that and make the world a little more sustainable and regenerative, like, icing on top.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot of drive that can come from both those things, because
Yeah,
no one's going to say no to making more money, but at the same time, like you said, something to make you get up out of bed. There's a lot more than making money. And then for me
totally.
right
I think,
now,
yeah.
it's my family, and while it's growing, and um, it's really important to know about yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my why is definitely, family, friends, and people around my like close knit community. Seeing them thrive, that's everything. Like, I really love to see that happen. I can do that even more the more money I make. Just like giving away even more, helping make the community a better, more rich place to live. Like, you cannot do that without money.
Hmm.
So if you do that on the back of real estate, and then on top of that, make the environment that much more healthy, bring in health and wellness, ecology, community, spirit, and sustainability, like, our built environment is going to be a great place to live.
Yeah, and I can see you someday being at the top of the list of what people recommend when it comes to sustainable regenerative housing, things like that.
Awesome.
So
Thanks, man.
it'd be good to see you climb that ladder.
Totally. Yeah. And it's one of our core values at EXP is sustainability. Like, we've got some really great core values as a company, and sustainability being one of them. Helping the entire company be more sustainable, which we are. If you look at just the fact that we're a cloud-based brokerage, that takes X amount of vehicles off the road driving to an office every day, there and back. So that is a huge carbon cutback. So it's like, it's so good. It gets me fired up. Like, EXP is definitely the way to go for the future of real estate industry.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess getting towards the end of this interview, is there any advice you have for new agents I'm obviously a new agent. Just someone just got their license. Uh, Maybe they don't even know about the effectiveness of social media or sphere of influence. What advice did you have for a brand new agent?
Yeah, I say don't be shy about it. Like this industry, it's the one of, if not the oldest industries in existence. People transacting land and living in homes. Like it's a, during COVID, it was a what was the term? Like not required business, anyways, it's like it's an essential business,
Hmm.
so we weren't locked down in continuing our business. So don't be shy about it. Like it's a really cool industry to be in. Yes, you're doing it to make more money, but you can actually bring a lot of value to people, so be excited about it. Learn everything you can, do your 50 hours a week of education on just what it means to be an agent and provide agency to people. Get really good at reading the contracts and understanding what people are signing, and then do what you're doing, Mitchell. Like get out and educate yourself on new development, new construction, because all of those processes really educate you on what a house is. All the new constructional, the materials that go into it, the timelines it takes, the connections that you make when you're doing those things are really important. The more you get out and do those things, the more connections you make with builders, they're going to like you. The more connections you make with buyers, they're going to like you. Those connections are pretty um, priceless, because that's what's going to build your business in a really successful way. And you see that with our partner Suman down in Austin. He moved to Austin from California with no connections, no prior knowledge of the place, and he started with a video of like why I moved to Austin. People resonated with that, and they just started making videos of new construction neighborhoods out in Austin, being like, this is what's happening, this is the inside. And it was really simple, just saying these are the stats, it's this much square feet, it's this many bedrooms, it's this many bathrooms. And then he just didn't even talk, walked around through the whole house, and people just resonated with it. He's built a $100 million business this year. In the last 2 years, I think, like about a $200 million business in 2 years as a new agent.
Yeah,
It's
just under
crazy.
2 years.
Yeah, so it's not rocket science. You just have to really stand on the shoulders of giants before you. And that's why, like, you recognize joining the group was really important, because Mike and Suman had done the work for you. You just have to follow their blueprint and don't question it. But you got to put in the work. You got to put in the time, put in the effort.
Yeah, for sure. Um, there's definitely the wolf pack that I think would be good for a lot of new agents, because there's so many strategies that are given to you right away, and not just with social media too. With EXP and with Mike, they'll share tons of different stories of how he started with just door knocking and how that got him going, and how you can learn more about that. So
Yeah,
that's why
totally.
I joined EXP for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mike's got videos within the Wolfpack Hub of door knocking, cold calling, KV Core, like the CRM that we use. So, do a lot of personal development too, for new agents or new people who are watching this. Just know who you are as an employee or a self-employed business owner, because that's what you are. You own your own business and you're self-employed. If you're not someone who can regularly do the videos and do this education and wake up every morning and tell yourself what you need to do, then find someone close to you and have them hold you accountable, or find another agent that's local who wants to help support you and lead you in this direction, who can, more or less hold your hand and say, did you watch this video this week? Did you actually go out and door knock? Those kind of things. Because if you're not able to do it yourself, you will flounder. After 2 years, you'll be really frustrated that you don't have business because you haven't taken the actionable steps. But like I said, it's not rocket science. There's a blueprint out there for you to follow. It's just taking those steps day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and you will find success. Read the books, study the videos, and be a student, be passionate about it.
Yeah, that's something I had to realize recently, is if you're gonna apply something, make sure it's something you're gonna do consistently, not just
Yeah,
something you'll try once or twice. Not because some things, I'm fine to try once, but I never want to do it again.
right.
That's why I chose making videos. because I know I can be consistent at something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. Like if you don't feel great about doing it every day for the rest of your career, it's it's just not you. You'll find something else. So yeah, like you said, get out there and try things. And if it sticks and you feel great about doing that every single day, do that. That's your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if
Awesome.
it's
Well,
like tennis, I've got an agent who's a friend out in Houston who is a huge tennis fanatic, and she just goes out and plays tennis 3 times a week and networks with the people around there. Like, just tells people she's in real estate. She's not asking for a sale, but they know, like, and trust her from playing tennis with her, that eventually they'll be like, we should use Claudette. Like, she's a killer.
yeah.
So yeah,
About doing
people
the
will
same
find
thing.
their thing. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Basketball.
if video is tied in there, you'll be that much more successful, because that's where people are. People are on their phones, so that's where videos are being watched.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming to the podcast, Nic. If anyone would like to partner with you, where can they find you? You have a website for that, or just hit you up on social media?
Yeah, totally. Give me a call, shoot me a text at 801-520-6713 here in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you're out here to ski, hit me up. I love to ski, so would love to show some people around. But also find me on Instagram at Nic Deseelhorst, NICDESEEL. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, Nic. We'll see you next time I see you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Mitchell. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.